Horseshoe Bend, Arizona. So this is my, not my first time here, but it's way, way, way different. Before, there used to be just a desert parking lot, just a dirt parking lot you would park at any time of the day or night. And then you would just walk over this hill, down the hill, and then you would get to the viewpoint, and then you just walk around and you find a place and set up and do your photography. Well, the city of Page has changed all that. They added a sort of a paved parking lot with a gated entry system with booths, and it's $10 per car every time you come. So if you come at sunrise and you come at sunset, then it's $10 each time. And also, the gate is locked, so there's no way to get here before sunrise, and they basically close at sunset. So you can, I mean, they're not going to lock you in, but you're going to have to, you know, night photography is pretty much out of the question. There's no way to get here at night. The good news is they created a nice wide path instead of having to trump over those sand dunes. It's a much easier walk to get there. It's a big, like I say, it's a big wide gravel hard pack trail, I guess, path to get to it. And they built a couple of places along the way where you can sit down and get out of the sun and on a big bench, so that you can kind of take your time if it's really hot, like in the middle of the summer. Then once you get down to the actual viewing area, they built a viewing platform, which is the nicest thing about all of this by far. And it's actually got a railing, and it's concrete, and it puts you in a perfect place to get, to get a really good photograph. The good news is that you can still walk to the left or right of the canyon, of the bend rather, so that you can, climb around and find other vantage points if you want. So they didn't take that away. But it's about just like before, it's probably a 15-minute walk down to the viewing area, and it's just like kind of like Mesa Arch. I'm sure that it's going to be incredibly crowded. It's 5 o'clock. Sunsets in 2 hours, and there was a line at the little toll booth to get into the parking lot, and they say that once the parking lot fills, you can't get in. They don't allow parking on the road, and they will tow you. So if you want to shoot this location, it's been done a million times, but still, it's beautiful. It's well known, and it's a great place to come. So just some information should you want to come out to Horseshoe Bend. So we got finished at Horseshoe Bend with 1,000 of my new friends. Crazy busy. Just a blue sky, but it'll be nice, I think. And the participants had never taken photographs here, and that's another reason that to visit those places, because it's a very prolific photograph. A lot of people have it, or you've seen it a lot. Having a photo of your own that you captured, I think there's value in that. So I don't necessarily agree with any of those who say there's no reason to go capture iconic places because it's already been done to death. Again, it's kind of like a journey as a photographer. Those that have never, done those things, there's nothing wrong with grabbing those shots. So if I got a decent shot at Horseshoe Bend, I'll show it to you right now. Today we're headed out to a slot canyon, and it's not upper or lower, it's actually called Canyon X. And they named it that because when you first go into the canyon, you can look up and supposedly the light and the rocks up at the very, very top make it look like the light coming through is the letter X. But the great thing about it is that you can still do photography tours there. A lot of the lower and upper Antelope Canyon, the iconic ones, no longer offer photographer tours. And even when they did, and I went years, it's been a few years since I've been, when I did go, it was awful. It's a huge, it's like somebody kicked an ant's nest, and there's so many people, and it's so crowded that you're trying to set up a tripod, and then they're trying to hold the masses of people out of your shot. And then it's like trying to direct traffic, and they're holding people back, and then the guides will be like, okay, 5 more seconds, and you're trying to take your shots as fast as you can. There's no time to contemplate or think about anything. It's just set up here, shoot that way, go. And they start throwing sand if there's light beams, and you're just shooting like crazy. And then they go, and then all of a sudden it's everything in front of you is just swarmed with people, like you just kicked over an anthill. So it was not a fun experience doing it, even though the photos I got, I really, really like. And I was excited to find Canyon X here in Page, where they offer photographer tours. So today we're going to go, and the good news is that it's 3 hours. It's 3 hours in the canyon. When you went to upper or lower Antelope Canyon, it was not 3 hours. It was a lot less. So we'll get started, and we'll see how it goes. After doing follow the leader down to the last parking lot, we had to walk from there. So we're back from Canyon X, and unfortunately I did not know this, and I didn't see it on their website. And based on the videos that I'd already seen, I assumed that I could video in the canyon. I could vlog a little bit, show you what it looks like, all of that. And then when I got there, there's these huge yellow signs everywhere that say no video, no GoPro, no video, no drone, no camera video, no video, no video, no video. But they let you take all the stills you want. So I honored the rules of the canyon. I didn't do any video, but I just wanted to before I show you my photos from Canyon X, I just wanted to tell you some of my thoughts. So number one, there were 5 photographers on our tour, so that was great. And we had 1 guide. That was good. They still run other tours through the canyon at intervals. So there's still the people that are paying a lot less money and are just allowed to use a cell phone or just a pocket camera and no tripods, no backpacks, that kind of deal. And they move them through very, very quickly. So it wasn't awful. It was way better than lower upper Antelope Canyon by far, because there were times where there was nobody in the canyon, because the group will move through where we're at and just leave us alone, and we can take our time. Once we got down there, our guide would give you assistance as far as where he thought was good shots, or he could just leave you alone. He didn't really bother us. We could just spend all the time we wanted in a location and just refine a composition. That was fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. There are actually 2 little canyons that are separated by about a 300-foot walk between the 2. They call it north and south. And the bad news is that even though they are really a slot canyon, it's not. There's a lot of wide open areas. So up at the top of the canyon, parts of it is wide, so a lot of light gets in. So you don't get a lot of that diffused glow like you do in upper Antelope Canyon, where that rock just glows. You have some of that at Canyon X, but it's not as It's not as big as upper or lower Antelope Canyon, even though they're two little separate ones. Is it worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it. It's worth it going just to not have to worry and have all the time you needed. It's worth it to be able to spend time refining a composition and get exactly what you want. It's worth it because you're not being swarmed with people constantly. There are times when there's groups coming through and they let you know, and the group will come through very, very quickly. So if you go with a non-photography tour, don't think you're going to have time, because you're going to have none. And they run them through pretty quick. Oh, there's a lot of stairs going down, accessible. You drive from the parking lot, you drive about 10 minutes down a dirt road, and you park, and then it's another maybe 100-yard walk to where you kind of line up to go down into the canyon. Once you line up, or your group goes, you go down about 200 feet of stairs, and the stairs are really wide. It's made out of railroad ties. It's very safe. It's very gentle. They did a great job of making it a nice incline. Or you can walk off the stairs to the side, and it's just a sand slope all the way down to the entrance to the slot canyons. It's very easy to get to. Anybody that can walk a mile or so can easily access this and have a good time and get some really good photos. So that said, here are my favorites from Canyon X. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.